feminism or Constitution. Can't do it.
I know I saw that my thing fell, and I can't remember if I picked it up or not. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I did pick it up. It's on this shelf.
What? This video's private. What the heck?
I don't want to break a thumb.
What's it doing? Hey, I think we're streaming, but
I like that nightlife, baby.
all right, let's see.
Wow.
I don't know what it was
There we
doing there.
go.
What? Account failed to load. There. Okay. What? This is being so weird. Okay, looks like we're live now. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're live. Sorry about that, folks. If you tuned in, YouTube was just being kind of spastic. There's you right on the screen there. And let's go ahead and record and get going here.
Oh,
Ready?
okay. Hold on. I was having fun here, but
Okay,
whatever.
well, we're on YouTube now, so.
We're on YouTube. Oh, my goodness. That's a good thing. Sorry,
Okay.
YouTube, because we got a lot to say about you today. Got it.
Okay, go ahead and get started.
Okay, here we go. And in 5, 4. Hold on. Wait a minute. I don't like the way that's positioned. There we go. And in 5, 4, 3. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk all about YouTube and some of the changes coming to a YouTube near you. Well, some of them probably already happened.
Yep.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
And today's episode is made possible by our good friends over at Movo. If you're looking to shoot better videos for YouTube, well, Movo's got everything that you need, from microphones to lights to stands. You name it, they got it. And if you're doing a podcast, well, they've got some great microphones that you can use for that as well, including the beautiful UM700 and its baby brother, the 300. Those are fantastic microphones that you can get, stick on your desktop, plug it right into USB, and start using it immediately. So you want to shoot better video? You want to do a better podcast, better voiceovers? Head on over to raiselinks.com/Movo. Check out all the great stuff that they have for you. Let's hit the music.
And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray, the video guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper. You know, we haven't said this in a while, but head over to your favorite podcatcher. Most people listen to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe, give us a 5-star review. We need all the help we can get. So lots of YouTube updates today. I've been saving them for a while. Some of them maybe are getting a little long in the tooth, but probably no more than a month old. Tops.
Well, you know what? There are people that still don't know some of the things that happened 5 years ago that probably need to learn things.
True.
So you never know.
So you want me? You want to start? You want me to start?
No, you go ahead. You hit it off, and I will.
All right.
I will give my comments.
Okay, so this one comes from November 8th from Team YouTube. I pay attention to their X, Twitter, whatever you call it, channel for announcements introducing the For You section of your channel home tab that recommends a mix of content from your channel to viewers based on their watch history. Creators, review your settings and select formats before we roll out to viewers on November 20th. So I'm a little late on that, but
few days, but that's no big deal.
Yeah. So that was something. And let's see, I got another one. Hold on. I got to go get it.
We love stuff that's for you. So that's
for
good.
you. And this one is from November 28th. And we were going to do a show last week, but I had the crud. So that's why we're running a little behind here. This would have been hot off the press had I been
Not been dying.
Have not been dying. Again from Team YouTube on their X channel or X page, or I can't call it X, it's Twitter. New filter in analytics for new viewers and returning viewers. Go deeper into your data and see if new returning viewers are driving more views or watching longer.
What do you think we've discovered so far, Steve?
Let me finish this and then
okay.
Head to advanced mode to see metrics by new and returning viewers and learn about your audience. Okay, what have you found so far, Ray?
Well, what do you think? Do you think we see more return viewers or more new viewers?
More new viewers for me.
Yeah, by about 70%.
yeah, it's probably even higher with me. I mean, I could almost have 0 subscribers and get
the one channel, one of the channels has 250,000 subscribers, and it's still new subscribers by 65-70%, somewhere around there.
Mine's probably more than 95%, believe it or not. I probably got 1,700 subscribers or something like that. But I should probably say something like in the video, like hit the bell icon, but I never do. I probably should start saying that, though. See if that makes any difference.
That would be good.
Yep, it would. Okay, so I've got some search engine land articles.
Oh, search engine land.
Now, this one's going to shock you. YouTube is deliberately suboptimal for people using ad blockers. They're going to experience 5-second delays in loading video pages, irrespective of their browser choice on YouTube. And YouTube admitted to doing this.
Yes, they'll be doing it for about 5 minutes, and then somebody will come out with a thing to block that too, I'm sure.
Well, so. True. We're encouraging users to disable ad blockers on YouTube can benefit advertisers by expanding reach. However, this broader reach might increase advertising costs and result in ads reaching less valuable customers. Not everybody's reporting this, they said. So anyhow, there's that.
Well, the ad blocker thing, obviously it's a big deal. There's a lot of ad blockers out there. There's a lot of people that use them. I don't use an ad blocker. Do you know why I don't use an ad blocker, Steve?
I want to see the ads.
That's exactly it. I want to see the ad. Now, I know that sounds ridiculous. And believe me, there are plenty of times where I don't want to see the ads and I'm just like, show me the video. I'm tired of this. Yeah. But I do like to see who's advertising. I like to see what they're doing, if there's anything creative. And the answer to that is not usually.
Yeah, I know. But I still like to see it. Oh, I get hit with, is it Temi, the China?
Temu?
Temu, that's it. Temu. Temi.
I get that there's an Asian lady who cooks food, and I see her like all the time now, like every single time she's in a kitchen and she's cooking food for some reason. Tells you how much attention I pay to it. But
yeah, I get those ads just popping up all the time. It's Temu. Temi is a subscription, not a subscription, transcription service that uses computer transcription, AI.
Yeah, definitely something. My mother, I was going to send my mother to like a clinic for Temu addicts, I think, at one point in time. But
buy this dress for $1.50.
The funny thing is people make fun of Temu because of all the crazy things they have, and a lot of it's junk and things like that. She got some pretty cool stuff for ridiculously low prices.
Yeah.
Things you probably would never buy in any other situation. Like, why did you buy it? Who the heck knows? But they were actually decent products for what they were. She actually, she didn't end up getting it. She actually found like I don't want to say hearing aids because that belittles like the actual scientific hearing aids, but hearing assistance products that were on there. And she ended up getting one. She didn't end up getting it on Temu, but she got it from a discounter who makes it and everything, and she loves it. She thinks it's the greatest thing ever. And it didn't cost $4,000 or $500 or anything like that. It was like $80.
Oh,
and
yeah. That's pretty good.
Just look like little earbuds, but they're meant for hearing assistance as opposed to listening to music. So,
oh, cool. Yeah. My only real complaint with them, other than it just keeps popping up and it's annoying as heck. One time I clicked on an ad.
Uh-oh.
And next thing I know, I'm getting like 10 spam emails a day from, my account for my train station is a Gmail account, and they were sending them to that Gmail account. Well, obviously it's a Gmail account, but it's one of my Gmail accounts, and they're sending it to that Gmail account. And then guess what happened? All of a sudden, the app
I can't imagine what happened.
The app is on my phone too.
Oh, so, really? Wow.
Yeah,
that was not what I expected to hear, actually.
Yeah, and I don't think there was an update from Android either. I think it was from that clicking on the ad. Do I know that 100% for sure? No, but it's kind of funny that happened right after I clicked on the ad. So, them Chinese,
they're out to get you with their ads, Steve.
They're godless criminals.
Wow. And you can send your hate mail to what's your account again?
The Chinese government. Excuse me.
Oh, gotcha.
That sounded awfully racist, didn't it?
That kind of did, yeah.
Yeah, the Chinese government. Yeah, you can send your hate mail to Ray Lane, Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Search engine land. These are all search engine land. YouTube steps up rollout of short ads. They've been seeing the solution, marketers, in their accounts for the first time, with general availability expected within months. This is, what's the date on this? November 27th. So, advertisers have been buying the ads. They're rolling out. Okay, yada, yada, yada. This is kind of a press release, so they are kind of, saying a bunch of advertising type stuff here that I'm going to skip. Getting started. To check if the YouTube Shorts ad format is available on your YouTube ads account, go to Create Campaign, choose Create a Campaign without a goals guidance, select Video. If the feature is available on your account, you'll find it under Video in the efficient reach section.
Excellent.
So
well, I'm not a huge fan of the whole advertising in shorts yet. I might become one at some point. I know it's annoying when you're watching them, and the shorts, they're interesting. They don't make you a lot of money. You got to get millions and millions and millions of views just to make a little bit of money on this thing. So it's a tough platform, but I can't blame YouTube much either, because I get it. You're on you think about a regular YouTube video that's 8 minutes long. You're going to have a pre-roll ad just on your video. That whole thing is on your video. You're going to have one partway through just on your video. You're going to have one at the end just on your video. When you get into shorts, you're going to watch 5, 6, 7 shorts, then see an ad, and that money has to be shared with all those creators that you're seeing the videos of. So I get it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those BFD. I won't sound it out. I'll just use the acronym. Big Fred deal.
Big Freddy deal. Big furry deal.
Big furry deal. Now, I will tell you that with my train channel, I will, unless I've got a real unusual video, I might, I've got some that get 25 views. If I got a really cool video, I'll get a couple hundred views. My shorts get at least 750 views each.
Yeah. No, and don't get me wrong, shorts are fantastic for getting new viewers, driving people, things like that. And just as an ad platform,
well,
whatever.
yeah, no, I agree. And I'm not looking to make money from my channel. It's a hobby. But now I probably average 200 views a video. I got one video's got 15,000 views. I've got, a dozen, maybe a couple of dozen videos that have 2,000 views. And then, I got my latest one had 25. And I thought it was the coolest video in the world.
Well, you never know. We talk about videos and things like that. And this isn't YouTube. This is more with Facebook Reels. But, like we've had some of our Facebook Reels for the escape room do 40 million views. Some of them do 5 million views, 2 million views, 10 million views. And then other ones do 900, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 1,000.
Well, I'd take
and
that.
One of my best ones, my favorite ones we ever did, and it's got like 2,500 views. The one with 42 million views is kind of dumb.
It's kind of hard to figure out. Well, this one that what I was doing, we were driving back from Illinois, back from my high school reunion, and we just crossed into Iowa. And I saw the Canadian, well, it's now Canadian Pacific, Kansas City, tracks right along the Mississippi River on the Iowa side. And I saw a train. So I chased it, and got it to where I could catch it. And I saw a Canadian Pacific locomotive that was 4-axle instead of 3-axle. Yeah. And it was a rebuilt 1960 locomotive. Okay. And I thought that was really cool. Ray's looking at his phone. He's looking out the window, and, but I thought that was really cool, and so I put that up there and I say it's really cool and it gets 25 views. Now I do a short of just that locomotive and I get 650 views.
No, the shorts will definitely, it's a different way of getting in front of people. Usually for your regular videos, people are going to be searching for what you have, maybe finding it because they're already watching content like that. With the shorts, it's like, hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. You've never seen this before. Check it out. Yeah. And that's how you kind of build, momentum, is they're throwing it in front of people. And, that's where it makes a big difference for you. And we've literally tracked it. I should do it again at some point in time. We did this a while ago back when shorts were new, but we tracked, a channel that was getting views, it's like a local channel, wasn't getting a ton of views. We started doing shorts and all of a sudden all their views were all tracking much higher. Like the same day we started doing shorts, all the views on all the videos spiked up.
And that's the Nerve Doctors, right?
No, that was nothing. That was long before the Nerve Doctors.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Nerve Doctors don't do so well on shorts because their audience is 55 plus who aren't sitting there watching shorts.
Yeah.
So
okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I get it.
They do okay. When I say they don't do that great on it, I mean, we've got some that have 100,000 views, but most of them are 2,000, 5,000, 7,000, 4,000, that kind of a thing versus 150, a million, that kind of thing.
Right.
So.
Well, as time goes on, though, as I keep working all this stuff and looking at all these videos, I'm kind of getting an understanding of what it takes to get hundreds of thousands of views, like 250,000 views to go viral and things like that. Just because I'm getting that understanding doesn't mean I'm going to do it. Doesn't mean that the people who do it always get 250,000 views, but they are doing something typically rather unusual, entertaining. In some cases, they're just using one GoPro camera, but it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's a formula. They're kind of doing the same thing over and over. They have a shtick, and they're doing the same thing over and over. And they're getting the views, And
even the guy who walked around punching strangers in the park, he had a formula. He was getting a lot of views.
Yeah, he was getting a lot of views. Yeah, I mean, so
getting a lot of views now, but it's through a jail bar cell.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, how about the guy that was doing airplane stunts and crashed his plane on purpose for views?
Oh yeah, I just watched that the other day about him.
Yeah, he's going to spend 6 months in jail. So be careful.
Crashed his plane on purpose.
But bald and bankrupt, walked from Venezuela to the American border. And he went with, people from Venezuela that were leaving the country and trying to get into America. He walked with them. It was kind of dangerous and stuff like that. I
was going to say, yeah, it's a very dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, and he did it. And boy, you wouldn't catch me doing that.
I shouldn't laugh. That was like there was these two real, sorry, I don't want to get political, very far left activists who were on a world peace tour where they were going to go to all these places because they wanted to prove to Americans that these people are peaceful and everything. They were murdered.
Oh, no. Oh, geez. He's laughing.
They were captured and murdered.
Oh, that's terrible.
So,
yeah.
Shouldn't laugh at that. It's terrible. It happened a little while back. It's not anything new, but they were traveling in certain parts of the world that are considered dangerous for people, and they wanted to prove that it wasn't dangerous and that we should just love them, and they got murdered.
Yeah, they proved it. It is dangerous. There is so as long as we're getting political, I've already been rather controversial so far. Although it's not about. If I'm going to talk about a government, it's the government, not the people. There was some Senate hearings, and it was about plastic, the manufacturing plastic and what it's doing to the environment. And you got that place in the ocean where it all kind of collects, and there's all this plastic and stuff. And so somebody that was testifying who, just wasn't some schmo off the street, she said that she wanted to ban plastic. And so the senator that was questioning her said, well, what are you can't ban plastic. Oh, yes, we can. Well, what are the rims of your glasses made out of? What is the chair made out of that you're sitting on? And he just went through all the things that are made out of plastic and just humiliated her. And,
there was speaking of YouTube, there was a video, it was a while back, and I wish I could remember the details, but that reminded me of it. It was a student, and she had come up with a way to get the plastic out of there, like a whole thing to remove the plastic out of the ocean and everything. It was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah, she was like a 17-year-old student or something, and she came up with this whole thing.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of funny to watch the videos where I mostly focus on the people that are very far left and what they're saying, and they don't think it through. They don't. The Just Stop Oil protesters. Well, so are you expecting people to go back to the 19th century? Do you think they're going to do that? And all they're doing is making everybody in London mad, and they're not accomplishing anything for their cause. But
and it's all on tape. But YouTube is the great expose, the great exposer. Mm-hmm. I still find sorry, I'm showing my colors here. I still find it very interesting watching those videos of people that get arrested and things like that, and people that protest and get arrested, and and I'm still blown away by how often in 2023. And the iPhone with the camera on it, and camera phones before that, but the iPhone with the camera on it has been around since 2007. And here's people, and cops have body cams on themselves, and they still film themselves doing illegal things all the time. Like, how do you still to this day get caught doing these things that you aren't supposed to be doing on camera? And not just cops, but people too. Like on the opposite side of that, there was one the other day. These people, they decided to camp out in a Target secretly and film it for their audience, and they did. And they got caught, and then they got arrested because nobody even knew that. Nobody even knew they did it.
Right.
Except they broadcast it.
They broadcast and they got arrested because of it,
and went down and arrested them.
That's pretty stupid, isn't it? No.
I mean, I guess you wouldn't have camped out there if you weren't videotaping it, but if you weren't videotaping it, you wouldn't have got caught. So
if you ever get pulled over for a DUI, not that Ray would, he doesn't drink, nor me, because I don't drink, but if you ever, just some general advice, if you ever get pulled over for a DUI, invoke your constitutional right to be silent.
Oh, yeah, that's with almost anything. You got
to do what the cops tell
everything's
you.
being filmed too, so
Yeah,
it's not
well,
like
they
you can
got
get away with
body
it
cams,
afterwards.
they got dash cams. Give them the insurance, proof of insurance, and the registration and the driver's license. If they ask you to step out of the car, step out of the car. In most states, you can, except Nebraska, you can decline the roadside breath test. But otherwise, shut up. And I'm going to tell you why. There are so many videos on YouTube of people just being total nimrods when the cops are just doing their job, and the cops are, very polite and kind and everything else, and they're just throwing well, and these they are, okay, and the videos I'm watching, they're and these people are throwing hissy fits. Well, guess what? You want to get on YouTube? You want because somehow people are getting those. I suppose it's a records request.
It's public record.
Yeah, it's public record. They're getting these and putting them on YouTube, and it's just amazing what you see. I mean, people just they won't shut up. They think they know more than the cops. They spit on the cops. They push the cops, and then they really get into trouble. So, yeah, that's anybody who gets arrested and is just a total idiot about it. You might end up on YouTube. You just never know.
There was one the other day. It was a cop on video attacking another cop.
Ooh.
And it was a guy attacking a female cop.
Ooh.
Because he pulled up to a scene where this guy was a dirtbag. They were trying to get him in the car, and it was this big jacked up cop, and he comes running over there and like a crazed gorilla, and forcing this guy into the car because the other, they were fighting with this guy to get in the car. So he's like, gets him in there, and he's screaming and swearing at him, "I will end you." He was out of control. And this female cop kind of like grabbed him and pulled him back, and he turned around and grabbed her by the throat, like literally like goozled her in the throat against the car.
Well, he's not a cop anymore.
Well, he is right now. He's on suspension.
Yeah, well, but
probably won't be for much longer.
Here's the deal. All your training tells you don't lose it. You can't respond. You just you gotta follow protocols.
And so for all of our audience that are cops, just understand, we're talking about YouTube today. You will be on there. Be careful.
Well, and a friend of mine.
Just because somebody throws a finger at you doesn't mean you can go grab them and throw them to the ground. Be careful of that. It's on camera.
Well,
they're baiting you. They're baiting you so they can get you on camera.
I've got a couple of friends, somewhere between friends and acquaintances that are former cops, retired cops. And so I have a tendency to side with the cops. And
me too, for the most part.
Of course, I'm an old fat white guy wearing cargo shorts, so the cops don't worry about me. I've been stopped a few times, and they just look at me and laugh and let me go. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get harassed by the cops at all. It just never happens. Sometimes you do get, when you're rail fanning, you will get a cop.
You get the attraction of the cops.
Yeah,
people call the cops on you thinking you're doing something.
People call the cops on you, or they want to make sure you're okay or something like that. I had one where I made an illegal U-turn and pulled over to the side of the road, and he was up at the top of the hill and came down to see me, and I just acted like nothing ever happened, and he just said, "Okay, move over to that parking lot," okay. And he was saying, "Well, this is private property," and I went, I knew it wasn't, but I just, where I was parked, it wasn't private property, it was public. But I just said, okay, I'll move.
There's a lot of debate about that stuff. It's not really I shouldn't say debate. There's a lot of people who don't know public versus private and all that kind of stuff. And I used to, for those of you who don't know, years and years and years ago, I used to travel around this country of ours, this great country of ours.
This great country. This land is your land. This land is my land.
But I used to travel around from city to city, not like a hobo, but like I was actually sent there on a plane and stuff, or car, to videotape cities. The stuff that people are putting on YouTube now and getting beat up for and attacked and everything. I used to do long before it was going up on YouTube, but I was assigned there. But I still had the same problems. People coming up there. What do you think you're doing? Why are you filming? You can't film me. You can't. Like, yes, I can. Like, I'm standing on a public sidewalk. I can shoot whatever I want, whatever I can see.
Mm-hmm.
So even back then, those same arguments that the people on YouTube are doing, I was doing those back then, just nobody was listening.
Well, yeah, I kind of watch those too, and most times you like somebody will come out of their shop and say, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I'm just making a video for YouTube." And oh, okay, like one guy was a bank. He goes, "You're not casing the joint or something, are you?" He goes, "No." And he said, "I just public sidewalk," and the guy went, "Okay,
well."
Now I know who you are, and I'm okay with it. But occasionally you get somebody that thinks they know the law and they don't.
There was a thing recently, and I posted it on my Main Street business.
Oh yeah, I saw that
Facebook page, Facebook group, and it was a company out of Truckee, California. The company was the Sock Parlor. They were like a novelty store that sold socks for the most part, but they sold other local novelties and everything. And there's a guy out of New York who was in town just walking around filming, the streets and the attractions and the businesses and talking to people. And, what he says was a travel video. Now, in full disclosure, his travel videos are, hey, let's walk around and see if somebody tries to violate my rights. Is what he's really doing. Right. But this one company, this sock parlor, they came out. The guy grabbed his camera. The guy assaulted him. The guy got pepper sprayed. He called the police. The police ended up arresting him and finding him and his wife. And the sock parlor has been absolutely decimated since then. Mm-hmm. Just destroyed online. They had to pull all their stuff offline because people were just review bombing them like crazy on Facebook and on Google and on Yelp. And I don't think somebody said they closed. I don't know if that's the case or not. It's kind of quick to suddenly just close, but it could happen because of that. Just think about that. Think about that, people. Everything ends up on YouTube. What happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas. It goes on YouTube
anymore. I'm just
be aware of that.
I'm just glad that I was in high school and college and in my 20s, long before the internet, long before smartphones.
Actually, Steve, the internet's been around since 1945. So
yeah. Oh, the Stanford thing?
Or was it 60s?
It was 60s.
Like 45 something.
I thought it was 68. And it
there's a difference between the World Wide Web and the internet.
Well, okay, yeah, right. This was like between the schools in California, like Stanford and some other schools. Yeah.
It was military and then the colleges.
Well, I remember I was working for a direct mail company, direct marketing company. I mean, we didn't do just direct mail, but that was probably 90% of what we did. But we were also a list broker, and I remember our the president of the company coming in at a meeting one time, and he said, "Hey, has anybody heard of the World Wide Web?" No. He goes, "Well, let me show it to you." And he had actually had had IT write a program so we didn't have to use America
1969.
1960. I said 68. I was close. And he said, we can send each other email. And we're like, well, what's that? And he said, look, we got to take advantage of this because people are going to sell a lot of product through this. There's going to be a lot of commerce. And we were all like, huh? I mean, okay, if you say so. So I remember that day.
Well, cool. Now we do. And now we film everything and now we put it on YouTube.
Now we put it on YouTube. Okay, we got off on a tangent.
But it was fun.
Here's the last update I saved.
All right, go for it.
YouTube updates product drops tool for enhanced accessibility and control. The live shopping stream feature is expanding to more creators and will offer increased flexibility in terms of timings. Are you familiar with this product?
Yeah, if it's the one I'm thinking of. So what it is you've got the ability to kind of like instantly sell stuff in your videos. It's something I've been trying to get the nerve doctors to do if I can get them to. But they don't like to promote a lot of products specifically just because they're very, very particular about everything. Like they're not going to, they don't want to promote, like, let's say some sort of vitamin and then discover later that one of the ingredients is a bad ingredient that they didn't know or something like that. So they're very, very picky on that kind of stuff. So it's tough to get them to do that. But yeah, it's certain channels. If you got a lot of clout on there, you get some of those options. to do that. So,
well, yeah, and it says here, there's a paragraph here. I'll read this. The tool which enables creators to announce new products during live shopping streams, okay, what you said, is also being rolled out to first-party stores for the first time. In addition, creators will have more flexibility regarding timings of product announcements. Okay. So previously, creators were restricted to pre-scheduled product drops for a specific time. However, this update allows them to drop products whenever they wish during a live stream.
YouTube is really pushing hard. They're trying to make the people do live streams a lot more because they can be monetized in different ways. And, they're trying to do the super chats and all that kind of fun stuff. So,
well, here's how you do it. To use product drops, head over to the live control room, schedule a live stream, follow these simple steps. Tag the product drop and any other relevant items to the live stream video. Click create product drop next to the product. When you're ready to drop, select the timer. Your product will be hidden until you're ready to drop it. Choose whether you want to do a 1-minute countdown or instant drop. Viewers will then see a countdown timer and they can buy, et cetera, et cetera. I'll put all these links to these search engine land articles in that way. I don't have to write very detailed notes. I can just put them in there. Put the links in there. So, yeah. So
very cool.
That's sort of an update. So, what's going on with you these days?
Well, there's some updates that I want to talk about. One, we may have talked about a little bit, I'm sure. It's a fairly new thing. It's very, very powerful. Goes back to doing those short videos. So, the short videos, you can put a link directly to a long video. So if you you make a 8-minute video about trains, and you can make a short video, which is maybe it's a piece of that one, or maybe it's a separate short video that's related to it, and then you can choose to link that to the longer video. So when people find you on Shorts, there'll be a button right there. Click on it, and it'll take people back to the big video. Because the biggest issue that people had with Shorts was, if I'm making a short and people like it. And like one of the things that would happen a lot of times too is they would use like TikToks and they would re-upload them to YouTube. Right. So it would get very confusing because they would tell people to do certain things, but they're TikTok related things. And so it didn't work and you couldn't get to the longer video. And you're like, I need to know what was hidden behind that wall. And you couldn't do it. You could put links before in the description, but people didn't know how to get to the description half the time. So most people couldn't figure out how to get to the description to click on it. Because even with like the nerve doctor stuff, even though our audience isn't a huge a huge Shorts audience, they would watch the Shorts video on something and be like, you got to tell us how to get to the big video. Why didn't you tell us in the comments? And I'm like, it's in the description right there at the very top, the very first thing, click on it. But they don't even know there's a description at all. So now on the video itself, like actually on the video, there's a little play button and it says what it'll go to, and you click on that and it takes you there. And it's amazing to me. It's starting to see it used more, but it's amazing how many people are not using that yet. Even people that have huge followings and they're not using that feature. I'm like, what are you doing? So it's a very, very powerful one. Another YouTube thing.
But let me just say, it helps me. I mean, minimally, I get 10 extra views when I do that to a video. When I take a piece of the video, now it's got to be something really cool. I mean, but I'll take a piece of the video, make a 15-second short out of it, and then say, watch the whole video here. And I'm always getting at least 10 extra views. So
good. That's a good thing. And does it, like I said, we've seen the bump that you get from doing it. So you got to do them. They're good. And, and repurpose them, get them onto Facebook. I get a check every month from Facebook as well. It's not just YouTube. I get a check every month from Facebook.
Oh, cool.
And not huge checks right now because we're not doing tons of stuff on there, but 500 here, 100 there, 200 there.
Sure.
Just from putting stuff on there that I would have put on there anyway. So it's nice. You repurpose it for that. Start getting it on TikTok. I've got to get back into TikTok. I know I've kind of ignored TikTok quite a bit. I've got to get back into it. Thought for sure it was going to start getting banned, but now even the Montana ban supposedly is going away. So gotta start using.
Is the Chinese government spying on it with us, or has it been proven it's not?
Well, no, it's the TikTok that we have here is not even Chinese.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's like out of India now or something like that, which I don't know if that's a whole lot better, but they took not the ownership, but they took that out of China completely because the Western world was freaking out about that kind of stuff. I'm sure the Chinese probably still have control somewhere down the line from that, but they've even gone out of their way to, remove the Chinese part of it.
What our attorney friend, and you know which one I'm talking about, he was head of security for the NBA for a number of years, one of our attorney clients. And he said, I love the Chinese people. I love going there. But he said, the government, you got to, if you want to do business there, you got to give them all your secrets, your trade secrets, whatever secrets you got, you just got to hand it over to them. Everything, including code and everything.
It's sad and it's funny and sad at the same time. But you got to think about that. You send your product overseas to be made because it's much cheaper to make it there, but you have to factor into that the black market that's going to come out of that. They're going to copy that, and it's going to be on Temu.
It's going to be on Temu.
Or Alibaba or something like that. It's just a part of the way it works.
Whatever happened to
it's just like people, in the old day, we see these pirate movies and things like that and these pirate stories, but the reality was people didn't really fight pirates because they literally had part of business was you had insurance for pirates. The pirates came, you just let them take all the stuff and you collected the insurance for the most part. And it's the same type of thing. You're putting it over there because you can make it for half the price, but you're going to lose 20% on that because it's going to be copied and stolen from you, but you're still going to save. So now you're still going to save 80% instead of 100%, so it's
crazy
100% difference, but what are you going to do? Not
anyhow.
Another thing.
Whatever happened? Okay, now I'm really getting off in the ditch here. Whatever. We don't hear from Jack Ma anymore. After he criticized.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day. Well, he disappeared for a while, didn't he?
He criticized the Chinese banking system, and then the government went, okay, enough, and then he disappeared for a while. I don't think he was tortured or anything.
No. I just think he jumped out of the spotlight or something.
Yeah, they said, jump out of the spotlight. I mean, they're not going to bite the hand that feeds them, but they're going to tell them to knock it off.
Yep.
There's no
absolutely
no.
If you don't mind waiting 8 weeks for something to show up at your door, as opposed to 24 hours like on Amazon, then you get some good stuff at good prices.
Oh yeah, 8 weeks. Yeah, really? Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
I'm still waiting 5 years. I've been waiting 5 years for my iPhone tripod mounts to show up. I got them at an amazing price.
Oh my goodness!
I've been waiting 5 years for them to get here, and they still haven't showed up.
Okay.
I only bought 100 of them just to test them and sell them. Never got to sell them because they never showed up.
Interesting.
Now they wouldn't fit any of the phones that are available now. So
that's right. Yeah, they're out of date.
All the phones are 5 times bigger. So
I had to. This has nothing to do with anything, but I was getting my mail at kind of a ma and pa type UPS store, and they were there long before there were UPS stores. Well, the guy that owned it, who was wonderful, sold it, and the people that owned it now don't care. They just don't care. And I've had actual mail delivery issues there, getting my mail in my mailbox.
Yeah.
So so I moved to a UPS store.
A video about it,
which is a pain. But what's the moral of the story? Don't get confused about who the customer is. If you run a retail outlet, for instance, you're not the customer. The customer is, and always remember that in everything you do.
Absolutely. And speaking of customers, if you want more customers, well, there's another YouTube feature that might help you out there as well. We've talked about it a little bit before, and it's the promotions tab. It's a terrible name for an okay, I don't know, what'd you say, Steve? I would say okay opportunity, because we've tested this in our mastermind group, which, by the way, if you're in the mastermind, we will not have one today. Right. Sad to say, but none today. What it allows you to do is, instead of like with a traditional ad, like let's say you go to Google Ads and you're going to advertise your YouTube video to try and get it out there, you're going to pay to have it put on the front of another video or in the middle of another video, that kind of thing. So pre-roll ads and whatnot. The promotions, what that does is instead it puts you in locations where people can find you, kind of like how people would find a short video. You know, the short video is put in front of them. So you're paying to put that video in places where people will see it on the homepage and things like that, and the streams and whatnot. And what we discovered was, in some case, if you don't mind what the traffic is, if you're just looking for numbers, you can get a lot of views really cheap, but they're going to be views from, you know, Vietnam and Russia and China, you know. But if you don't mind that, now mind you, it's still targeted people. It's people that are interested supposedly in what you're doing, but it's going to be the tier 3 it's countries. It's not going to be US, Canada, Australia.
Well, wait a minute. I thought you could pick just US.
You can. I'm saying if you want it, that's what I was going to get to. You can choose to have that higher tier traffic. You're not going to get the same amount of views for the same price. It's actually going to, at that point, it's going to be more expensive than running a traditional ad. So it can be cheaper, but you're going to get, you know, tier 3 traffic that's probably never going to buy anything from you. You can get the higher end traffic, USA, Australia, Canada, Ireland, UK, you know, that kind of stuff. But you're going to pay more than you would running a traditional ad at that point. So it's, you know, you have to decide what you really look for. But what we discovered was it is great for subs. If you're looking to get subscribers, it is really good for that. You can get subscribers very inexpensively, and you're going to get views along the way too. So it's a very powerful way to be able to kind of build that up. If you've already got 20,000 subscribers, you're probably not going to want to jump onto this. But if you got a new channel, we took that one channel that we had, brandy new, and we used that, and we got to 4,000 subscribers in a matter of weeks.
So question. I tried running some promotions out for a couple of my clients, and they wouldn't let me do it. And I just assumed it was because I'm a manager.
Yes. If you are not, if you don't have the highest level, it's going to block it out for you. Okay. So you got to make sure that your client puts you at the highest level. They never used to have to put you at the highest level anymore. Now they do. So,
okay. All right.
And it's not just the promotions that you lose out.
No, that's good information. That is great information to have. Now,
I've got a couple clients. I need to get them to update that because I can't use that. And I can't
use that and do that for them. Okay. All right. That's really good to know because.
All right. Now, Steve.
What? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
My best for last.
Okay.
YouTube has come out and discussed AI content. AI content. And the question is, what do you think they had to say about AI content?
I hope they like it because that's what I'm using.
That's like the majority of everything these days. Well, the reality is they seem to be okay with it.
Okay. All right.
And they're not doing anything until next year, but what they are going to do is they are going to be requiring people to reveal that it is AI content. Just like if you've got a paid endorsement in your video and you have to say there's a paid endorsement in here, you have to check a box that says, you know, this is AI manipulated content in there. Now how deep does that go?
Yes, that was going to be my next question because when I, for my attorneys, what I do is I write Google business profile posts for them. And I start with AI and then I edit it. I edit it down quite a bit. I change it quite a bit, but it started with AI and then I fact check it. And then when I make the video, I use vid voicer. So that's a voice.
Technically
with AI. AI. And then, but then I create the video using slides in Canva. So do I have to check that AI box?
That's what we're waiting to really find out. There's still a lot of questions in that. My guess is if you're just using an AI voice over, that's just a generic AI voiceover, I can't imagine they're going to make you declare that.
Yeah.
But if you're using Tom Cruise's voice,
yeah, okay,
you're going to have to declare that, you know, things like that. So it's tough to say. It's all speculation at this point on exactly what is going. I mean, what if you used AI to write the script? technically that content is AI derived, but you still went out and you shot the video in it. Do you need to, I mean, obviously they'd never know that you did it with an AI versus writing it yourself, but are you supposed to do it then? Well, that's what we got to find out. But to me, and this is my opinion, this screams to me that YouTube is probably going to have their own AI content generator, because otherwise, they may be a little tougher on this. So I could be totally wrong. I could be completely wrong, but my thought is that they may have that at some point in the future. But basically what they've said is, just declare that it's AI content. I'm guessing when you're watching a video, there's probably going to be one of those little banner disclaimers that's on there that says, AI generated content or whatever. Because right now, I can't believe what people are doing and getting away with. The worst one being when you're watching short videos and the ad in between is like a celebrity telling you about some government grant that you can get or whatever. And it's clear if you're looking at it that they didn't say this stuff, that it's totally manipulated. But YouTube's allowing these ads to run, and it kills me, because I'm like, if I can catch it in 2 seconds and be like, okay, this is not even what they said, this is totally fake. Why are they letting this stuff get through? But they are. So they're not hitting the AI content hard. Now, when the declaration's there, if you declare it's AI generated content, are they going to limit who you can advertise to? Don't know. Are they going to shadow ban stuff? Are they going to limit who can see it? That's the type of stuff that we don't know. Like what is, or will it have one of those, just like with the ads, where it has a list of things, okay, are you using just an AI voiceover? Yes. Oh, okay. Right now you go when you want to advertise, for instance, you go through and you say, yes, there's swear words, but it's very mild. Yes, there's talk of violence, but it's only clubs, not guns. There's a lot of things that you can choose in there to tailor that content so that YouTube knows exactly what's in it, because their advertisers are like, I'm not going to advertise. If they're talking about guns, I'm not going to advertise. If they're talking about this, I'm not going to advertise. So it may be something like that, where you're going to have to answer different questions, because they don't
get it going. Okay, here's something I discovered this week. Now, we know that to make your links clickable, there is a second verification you have to go through.
Yes.
It'll be in the description. It'll say click here.
Yeah, I discovered that one of my channels this morning that I haven't used yet. It was the first time I used it. I was like, oh, I already verified. And then I realized, oh, wait, I didn't do the second.
Well, here's what let me back up to when this first came out a couple of months ago. I put myself through a total exercise on how to do this. What I did is I had a video on my associated with my workplace account. I think that's what it's called, Google Workplace. So they host my email for me, and so all my channels that I manage are under that Steve at stevesleeper.com account. And then I've got a Steve Sleeper YouTube channel, and say, well, you're going to have to verify it. So I tried verifying it. It wouldn't let me do the video. It wanted, I ended up giving him my birth certificate. But I tried all kinds of different ways of doing that, and they would never okay it. And I forget all the steps I went through, but finally at the end, I said, I bet you they don't allow workplace accounts, to get verified for clickable links. They don't allow you to use, I can't use Baird. Is it Baird or Bard?
Bard, yeah.
I can't use that on my Steve Sleeper. I've just got to use just one of my, SL Sleeper at Gmail. I can use it there. So and what they're doing in many cases with those workplace accounts is they have companies that have 100 people with emails on there. So that's why they're limiting a lot of that for workplace accounts.
Right. Which I don't understand.
Well, let me finish though, because there's more to the story. I've got a new client that was a guy that I did a bunch of testing for years ago. And he started recommending me out there because of that. And he has a kind of a side business, and that's what I was doing. And so I went back to that account to that YouTube channel and started creating new stuff for them. Now, at one time, if you look at my old videos, they all have clickable links. I put a new video up. They won't allow clickable links. We hit verification. It wouldn't even open up. It just said blank error on for the URL. So we did find something in the back office where we could hit it. And the guy that I made the owner of the channel, who owns the pest control company, gave him, shot a copy of his passport and sent it. And I said, I've got an idea that's not going to work, and here's why. It seems to me that I got an error message saying brand accounts cannot be verified for clickable links. Yeah, it seems to me that I got that. And I think a lot of things I remember that aren't true, but I think I got a pop-up at one time that said brand accounts may not work because they aren't associated directly with the owner. So if I own a business and it's Ray's exhaust cleaning, and my name is Ray Lane, and it's associated with my Ray Lane account, no problem. You just do
but it's gsmith@gmail.com. They might question it.
Yeah. Well,
I haven't run into that issue at all.
Yeah, let's say I have another one that I started, and I can't prove that I'm the owner of it. This is a little hard to explain. I found that I couldn't get those verified because it was a brand account that did not link to me directly. They couldn't prove that I was the owner of it or something like that. Now, I'm a little sketchy on this because this is a few months ago. So we ended up opening up, he had another Gmail, not associated with anything. And so we ended up opening up another YouTube forum. And when he clicked on verification, instead of asking for his birth certificate or a passport or something like that, just asked, let him do the quick video, which has always worked. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'm making sense here, but I'm testing Rumble. Because
I like Rumble in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because I just uploaded a video and the clickable links are there. I spent a half hour, 45 minutes with this guy this morning going through all this stuff.
And you can thank Dana White that Rumble has a lot of traffic now, so it's a viable place to be. Used to be conspiracy theories and
but I noticed that what is his name? Dan Bongio, something like that. He's a conservative talk show host, and he has a channel there that gets quite a few views. You'd know him if you saw him.
A lot of them do.
But it wasn't Steven Crowder. I tried somebody that's a little more moderate.
Yeah, that's the other one. Steven Crowder, you can thank for. He's brought so many people over to there. So there's, you look there and now you see videos with millions.
Well,
and millions.
but here's the thing with this one guy, I checked to see if his videos were indexed, and they were. I tried putting it into Index Me Now, and it wouldn't index it because they go through Google on that. So, and when I say I tried, I started in the middle of the story. I took a video from a client and created a Rumble channel for him, uploaded it, and it immediately gave me clickable links. And then I've tried a number of different ways to index it, and we'll see what works.
And I understand why YouTube kind of does that, because they don't want some spammer jumping in there, creating a channel, throwing up videos with links in them, and annoying people. You gotta put some time into it. You gotta put some effort into it. You gotta tell us who you are. Then you can get the clickable. Now, don't get me wrong. You can have the clickable links in 2 minutes. It's not like you have to wait a month or anything like that. But you've got to give them more information before.
But here's the deal. Dave we associated a YouTube channel with his Google account that had his name on it, and he's the owner of that, and he did the video, and we still don't have clickable links, and that was early this morning. So, and they say it can take up to 24 hours.
I've usually got it within seconds, minutes.
Me too, if it's done right. And so, I'm just saying what my experience was this morning. It was very frustrating. And we may have to create a Gmail for him that is first name, last name with a picture of him and whatever, you know.
And one more thing, Google, if you're paying attention, if you're watching us right now, what is the deal with we can have as many channels as we want, but you can't use the same phone number more than twice?
Yeah.
Well, 4 times technically.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but why would you allow people to have many channels, but you can't verify them by phone if you're the same owner more than just a couple of times for an entire year? It's ridiculous. And then the best part is, you ever notice what it says on there, Steve?
No, I don't remember. What does it say?
Yeah,
I just did a verification this morning.
It'll tell you to like ask a friend or somebody in your family to use their number.
Yeah.
Why would you not just let me use my phone then? It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Well, but getting back to the verification thing, here's the thing I'm concerned about. And I'm going to use a real obvious example to prove my point. If my email is my Google account has my name on it, Steve Sleeper, with my picture on it and my birth date. And then I start a YouTube channel called Steve Sleeper's Hood Ornaments. It's going to be easier to get the clickable links on that than if it's Steve Sleeper and the name of my company is Get Lost Pest Control. I'm thinking it's going to make it a little more difficult to get those clickable links. That's my concern right now.
Could be.
Do I know I'm right? No, I don't. I'm just saying I have a concern about that, So
speaking of concerns, Steve, we are well past an hour today already.
I know.
And for those of you watching along at home, my business partner, Adam, is apparently in the parking lot, locked out of the building, waiting for me to come get him. He's in from Florida, or excuse me, in from California. And he's texting me. He's like, "Oh, I'm here." Well, I actually tried calling and I hung up on him. And
yeah, well, good.
Apparently he's in the parking lot just waiting for us to come.
And here I am laughing. Oh, well.
Hey, I'm sure he's in a very nice vehicle that he's rented and he's doing work.
Yeah,
so
he'll be fine. Crank the air up. So, okay. Well, let's wrap it up. Who helped make this show possible, Ray?
Well, as almost always, it's our good friends over at Movo. That's right, Movo. If you're looking for great things so that you shoot better video and do better audio, then you need to check out Movo because they've got everything that you need to turn even your smartphone into a full shooting rig. And that includes the iRig, which is something you can have 2 handles and put your phone in the middle, and you can attach a light to it and put it on a tripod, and you can do all sorts of great things. Absolutely love it. The iVlog kits, you've got microphones, you got desktop microphones, you got lavalier microphones, you got wireless microphones, wired microphones, you name it, they got it all, and they'll help you to look and sound better. Well, clearer. I won't say better. I don't look any better. I might look clearer. I don't look better.
Make me look better.
But they will make you look clearer on video when you're making your videos. So check them out at raiselinks.com/Movo.
Movo.
Let's hit the music.
Let's